It's a cloudy morning at Nemoli Family Stadium, and on a Saturday, you don't always want to wake up early, but when you do, there needs to be a reason. And that reason is Tampa softball, and I think that's about as good a reason as any. The Embry Riddle Tampa series continues with games 2 and 3 this morning, as we're going to be hoping to beat the rain. Fun fact, we actually had to skip a few of the standard introductions to try to get under action a few minutes early here, just to try to race forward to make sure rain doesn't sour this Saturday of softball. In the circle will be Mary Beth Feldman for the Spartans. And now, leading off will be Malaya Sandridge, Embry Riddle shortstop from Georgia. The lefty batter looking to get underway right here. First pitch going to be taken for strike one. Feldman's going to be able to get ahead in the count here to open up the game. And so far, it's been a really strong season for Feldman. First season as a Spartan, who is an incoming transfer. Doing really well from the circle, around multiple starts. Is hoping for another one right here, as that one is popped into left field and gathered by Fantone. That'll be, similarly, a good start to get the first out of the inning. The scoreboard reads nearly 10 strikes, but that's just one fly out. Leah Johnson will step up as the second batter in the order right here. Ready to face Feldman with one away. Tries to drop down a bunt, but it will go foul. The count will go to 0-1. Yesterday, Embry Riddle faced off against Tampa and was able to win 1-0. Tampa hoping for some revenge here. Swing and a miss for strike two. And now, Feldman up 0-2 in the count to Johnson. A chance to get the second out right here. Johnson once again looking to lay down a bunt. Fouls it back to stay alive. Johnson came as a pinch hitter and got the winning RBI last time out. It put Embry Riddle up by 1 run, which they were able to hold on to. Johnson gets the full start here. Is going to ground it to short. Throw to first. A great burst of speed for Johnson, but out by a step, as there was a really good play there to get her out. Now, Maggie Scott will come in. Ready to face Feldman with 2 away now. Feldman looking to go 1-2-3 to start the first inning from the circle. That one's going to be a flare to right, and it will be easily recovered. 1-2-3 go the Eagles, and the Spartans will be ready to go right after this.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
The Spartans get a chance to go at the bottom of the first right here. Galehouse set to lead off again for the Spartans, one of the Spartans' strongest hitters. Also does a bit of two-way work from the circle as a very strong pitcher. Galehouse from the circle was able to retire the first Spartan batters right here, 1, 2, 3. And right here, Embry Riddle's pitcher is going to be hoping to do the same. Mallory Kinahan, the freshman from Sayville, New York, who similarly is a two-way player, who also plays in the outfield. First pitch was taken there. Ball 1. That one's going to be taken down the middle for strike 1. Count goes to 1-1. And that one's going to go. Looks like it was a foul ball. So it might be a 1-2 count right here. A chance to get Galehouse out. That's going to be popped over to first. And the first base player makes a great play right there as Karina Ortiz-Munoz picks up the first out of the inning. Stephanie Ballmer ready to go. Batting second for the Spartans. Ballmer already had a strong play at short in the first inning. And now will be hoping to generate a little bit of offense for the Spartans. Ready to fire will be Kinahan. That's taken. Strike 1. The 0-1 here with 1 away. Ballmer down 0-1 in the count with 1 away. Good start again. Kinahan from the circle. That one's going to be taken just outside, though, for ball 1. So, normally, my colleague Bruce, who you can catch over in lacrosse in around 30 minutes, will notice some of the wristbands or other gadgets the pitchers will have from the circle, but today it's everyone in the field, such as Munoz, who has one, was able to make as well the second out of the inning. Trying to avoid going 1, 2, 3 here will be Lauren Fantone, hoping to generate a little bit of offense. So now 2 outs. That one's going to be taken just outside. Here's the 2-0. Taken outside 3-0. And with Corinne Miner on deck, there's a good chance here for Fantone to become the first base runner, not just for the Spartans, but for the game. Ahead 3-0 in the count. Shows bunt, pulls back, but it's called a strike. The 3-1 now. Fantone fouls it away, so the count will go full with 2 outs. Number 6 Spartans still hoping to hang alive in the bottom of the first. The 23 Eagles hoping to stop that. 3-2 with 2 outs here. The payoff pitch. Fantone will foul that away. So we'll have one more up next. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Fantone goes down for the first strikeout of the game for the Spartans. And first strikeout for Kinahan, as the Eagles will go 1-2-3 against the Spartans here. It's been a quick first inning, and we'll be right back with the second inning of play. Due up next for the Eagles will be Rhiann Drayton.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us.
And for college sports.
Top of the second, ready to go for the Spartans. Feldman was able to retire the first three batters cleanly from the circle last time. Hoping for the same right here. A swing and a miss for Drayton. Drayton falls 0-1 in the count now. And that one goes back. Hard to read that play. Looks like ball one. Potentially off the umpire's mask there. He looks all right, though. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, so down 1-2 now. Feldman was able to get through the first inning in just 6 pitches. Might take a little bit longer this time around, but a strikeout to open up inning number 2 would not be a bad result indeed. That one's going to be taken just outside. The count goes 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Feldman will get the first batter of the side right here. So Ortiz Munoz will now come in with 1 out. A calm, collected fielder in the first inning, making a few good catches to retire Spartan batters, hoping to become the first base runner for either team with a big swing and a miss for strike 1. The 0-1. Ready for Munoz. That one's going to be fouled to the left. And out of play. The count goes 0-2. Chance now for Feldman to try to rack up her second strikeout of the game. The 0-2 now. That one's going to be fouled back. And the count stays 0-2. Lauren Latoria is on deck for the Embry Riddle Eagles, and I know Latoria would like a runner on base. That one's taken just outside, ball 1, so Munoz will stay alive with a good eye. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's the second strikeout now for Mary Beth Feldman. And now 2 outs here for Latoria. That one's going to be taken out with some heat down the middle for strike 1. It's always typical to try to want to take strike 1 to know what you're dealing with. See how a pitch moves. See if there's a heater. How it moves. There's a swing and a miss chasing it up high. Feldman 1 pitch away from potentially striking out the side. Ready now with the 0-2. Latoria shows bunt. Swing and a miss, strike 3. They go down in order. All swinging and missing. 3 strikeouts for Feldman. The Spartans keep it tied as they enter the bottom of the 2nd inning. Kerr and Minor will lead off for the Spartans back at the Namoli Family Stadium. For the start of the bottom of the 2nd inning, Mary Beth Feldman was just able to retire all 3 batters with strikeouts from the circle last time. Kinahan will be hoping for the same right here. That one's going to be taken on the low corner for strike 1. Great control and great command to get it in the zone there. It's hard to fool Minor, who is the Spartans' strongest hitter. But now Minor's down 0-2 in the count. So a great start in trying to take down a dangerous weapon for the Spartans. Not very surprised to see this start out as another pitcher's duel. The swing and a miss for Minor, who goes down swinging. And that is a rarity for her to do so. But maybe it's not just an error for Minor. It could be the talent of Mallory Kinahan getting her 2nd strikeout of the game from the circle. As Alexa Russo will now step up with 1 out. But last time out, there were only 8 hits combined, with 1 run being scored. Funnily enough, that run was scored by a pinch hitter who had already gotten out in the 1st inning. That one goes a little too low and nearly gets away from the catcher. But with the bases empty, there's no real worries about it getting too far away unless it is a 2-strike count. 1-0. The 1-0 to Russo. And Russo's going to flare that out to left. It'll get down for the first hit of the game for the Spartans. Just well placed that not even the good run from Savannah Brockenbrough would be able to get to. Lexi Chevalier ready to go for the Spartans here with 1 away. Runner off first. Chevalier ready to go to try to get that runner moving. With 1 out, the sacrifice might not be the best option. As we see with a first swing and a miss for strike 1. Good stuff here from Kinahan to force a lot of whiffs. The 0-1 with 1 away. That one's taken just outside. Count will go even with one runner on. It'll be a 1-1 count with one out. Ready and fires. Chevaliers will also take that outside. A good job not to go for a bait pitch right there. They'll get ahead in the count. That one will be fouled up for strike 2. Two now to try to retire Chevalier and get that second out. And swing and a miss, and she will. That's her third strikeout of the game. And fool Chevalier right there to get the second out. So now Emily Jansen will step up with 2 outs and a runner on, as the Spartans will hope to not leave one on base right here. And Keenahan hopes that runner at first stays harmless. Ready with the 0-0. That one's going to be popped up, and that'll end the inning. The Spartans get a runner aboard, but can't bring her home. Bottom of the second finishes. The score is still 0-0. Due up next for the Eagles is going to be Elsie Kressler.
I
am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
So we are back at the top of the third inning at the Namoli Family Stadium, and we are racing through the first few innings of this game. It's been a brilliant pitcher's duel so far from the circle between Feldman and Keenahan. Only one runner on one hit allowed for both teams. Right here, Feldman will be able to get ahead in the count, 0-1. Last time in the circle for Feldman in the second inning. Feldman retired each of the 3 batters with strikeouts and is ahead 0-2 right here. Could try to get a 4th in the row. Readying up the 0-2. That one's taken up high, and that's a good eye there from Kressler to not fall for the bait pitch. Right there to stay alive. The 1-2 now. Kressler shows bunt. Takes that just outside. The count will go 2-2 with the number 2 at bat. Ready and fires. Swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 4 for Feldman of the game. And a 4th consecutive one, as Feldman's absolutely torn through the middle of the lineup without no issues whatsoever. Now we'll have to face a lefty, and Isabel Vaughn, and take it for strike one. Now generally, you'd think a platoon matchup would be beneficial for the Eagles, but at this rate, who knows if it'll help. The first three batters that were all lefties were all retired relatively easily, and now Feldman up 0-2 again. Vaughn, the freshman from Shawnee, Kansas, hoping to stay alive right here. As Feldman is ready to go for the circle with the 0-2. That one's going to be lined right to Emily Jansen for the second out. And I don't think that was a more perfect play for Jansen, because all Jansen needed to do was just keep the glove out and make what was a relatively pedestrian catch. So just unlucky for Bond, who did get some good contact there. Tries to drop a bunt, but it will bounce foul, so Brockenbrough will be down 0-1 in the count with 2 away. Taking strike two. And now a chance for Feldman to once again retire the top three batters. Wouldn't be the first time Feldman's had an electric start. Earlier this season, Feldman had a perfect game through 6 innings, although it was broken up with a really, really well-hit line drive in the 7th. But Feldman was able to secure a one-hit shutout in a Spartan victory. It'll be tough to try to replicate that here, especially against the 23rd ranked team in the nation in Embry Riddle. But so far, Feldman looks nearly unhittable, taken outside, ball 2. Strong discipline here from Brockenbrough, the senior from Locust Grove, Georgia. Ready, fires, taken low, count goes full. And all that's needed to try to get this game moving would be a single runner. Doesn't matter if it comes from a walk or hit. And Sandridge will be hoping to get a chance with a runner aboard. 3-2. Fouled away and staying alive. This at-bat taking a little bit longer than I think Feldman would have liked. At this rate, if you're Embry Riddle, that's probably what you're hoping for. And honestly, for the Spartans, that might be what they're hoping for, as Kinahan has also looked just as deadly from the circle in her first 2 innings of play as well. The 3-2 fouled away once more. So a great job staying alive here by Brockenbrough. The 3-2. That one's going to be driven to left, but also well out of play. You can see Fantone trying to track it down, but a little bit too far for her. That Spartans outfield, of course, consisting of Keister and Fantone. Ready, the 3-2 again. That's going to be grounded to short. The throw to first, just in time for the 3rd out. A great play there by Balmer, and a good job by Brockenbrough to try to run it out, but just a step behind. The side is retired. They go down 1-2-3 once more as the Spartans are ready to go. Due up is Miranda Perez. The designated player ready to go for the Spartans, Miranda Perez, who's had a strong bat this season, is given the task of trying to become the second Spartan base runner right here. What's stopping her? Well, the strong lefty arm from the circle of Mallory Kinahan, with 2 nearly clean innings, with just 1 tiny blemish being a hit that ultimately was left on base. That one's going to be taken inside, but inside the zone as well for strike 1. The 0-1 now. Kinahan looks at the wrist, readies and fires. Swing and a miss. Put a lot into that swing, but only got air. And now is down 0-2. Kinahan hoping to get her 3rd strikeout right here to make it 4. The 0-2 now to Perez. Taken just outside. Perez doesn't go for that one. On deck for the Spartans is Lily Keister. And in terms of hitting, you could argue this is one of the Spartans' stronger lineups, where you not only have Gallhouse and Minor and Russo, you also have players that are very underrated at hitting further down the order. That one's fouled away. The count will stay 1-2. Kinahan checks the wrist one more time. The 1-2 to Perez. Perez is going to get under that one. A little bit too much under it, as it lands gracefully into Ortiz Munoz's hand and glove for the first out. Munoz with multiple putouts, not even off ground balls, but off of fly balls and pop balls. So a lot of action at first base already for Embry Riddle's first base player. And now Keister will be hoping to not have the Spartans be down to 2 outs immediately right here. Keister squares up, but misses, and that'll go for strike 1. Keister, of course, the center fielder, freshman from Tampa. Lefty batter right here. Fouls it away. And normally a lefty would have the advantage in a platoon situation like this, but it's the complete opposite for Keister, as you generally don't want to face a lefty as a lefty hitter. Keister hoping to stay alive. Now down 0-2 with 1 out. Kinahan looking for a 4th strikeout right here, only on 29 pitches entering the at-bat. Taken well outside. Some breaking action. Puts it way out of the zone. Galehouse on deck for the Spartans. We know Galehouse would love to have a runner aboard. Now ready for the 1-2. Keister swing and a miss. So 4th strikeout right here for Kinahan in 2 2/3 of work. Galehouse in the first inning was out after hitting it into play with a good play by the first base player, hoping to recover right here. 2 outs now for Galehouse. Kinahan ready and fires. That one's going to be grounded down the 3rd base line, but it crosses that line too early for a foul ball. And one would normally expect that Galehouse and Corinne Minor would be the harder outs for Kinahan to get, but so far she's been able to dispatch them very cleanly from the circle. Trying to continue right here with 2 away and the 0-1 count. And that one's going to be fouled back, so down a 2-strike count already. 0-2 here for Galehouse. The 0-2 with 2 outs. Checks the wrist one more time. As taken just high for ball one. As I mentioned in the first inning, it's not just the pitcher in the circle that has the wrist. It's every player in the field. So interesting to see because Tampa really doesn't use that. The 1-2. That's going to be taken for ball two. There's a roar from the crowd, which is a pretty good showing. Although we do see plenty of Embry Riddle fans here. I think they were looking and thought that was a nice backdoor breaking pitch that got in the zone. The umpire says otherwise. And now the count will go to 2-2 for Galehouse. That one's going to be lined up the middle. It's actually going to drop just down right before the gap. So Galehouse can't turn two, but does her job to get on base. 2 outs. It'll be the second hit of the game for the Spartans. And now Stephanie Ballmer, who's retired in the first inning, will step up here with a runner on and 2 outs. Galehouse is also a threat on the base path. We know that she sometimes is able to go for steals. And with 2 outs, a fake bunt being flashed right here by Ballmer. Swing and a miss. Galehouse tries to turn the steal and will be able to get it. That throw is not going to be anywhere in time. It almost rolled into the outfield, but it was a good job there to cover it. Let's make sure it didn't. 0-1 here after the swing and miss that led to the nice steal. A real run-and-hit situation right there. Kinahan ready from the circle. Ahead 0-1 in the count. That one's going to be fouled away. Got contact on it, but way too weak to put it in play. Down 0-2 now. Now that means the runner's in scoring position. And Spartans hoping to not strand a second runner of the game. And with the way this game has been going, getting a base runner has been crucial, and it definitely was last night as well in the first game of the series. The 0-2, that one's going to be fouled away. And thank goodness for the net and this window, or else I might have needed to duck out of the way of that one. 0-2 now to try to finish out the bottom of the third inning. We go again after the foul ball. Kinahan ready from the circle, checks the wrist. That one's going to be fouled away back one more time. So good job to stay alive and to try to drive up the pitch count. Kinahan will already be over 40 pitches, but with the amount of batters conceded, that's not a terrible issue to be concerned about at all. The 0-2 now with 2 outs. Checks the wrist one more time from the circle. Galehouse ready on second. That one's going to go in the dirt. And that'll be the first ball for a 1-2 count. Ballmer ready to go. The 1-2 right here. That's going to be fouled away one more time. So staying alive really well. Ballmer proving very tough for Kinahan to retire. Kinahan checks the wrist once more. 1-2 right here. That one's going to be fouled away one more time. Fantone just watching, wondering if that at-bat is going to go any longer, and she'll know whether she has to wait a little bit longer or will get a chance at the plate. Kinahan ready, fires the 1-2 from the circle, swing and a miss. That'll be her 5th strikeout of the game as she retires the side The Spartans are able to get a runner on second after a hit and stolen base, but can't bring Galehouse home. It still is a 0-0 game entering the top of the fourth. We'll be right back on Tampa Spartans TV. Thank you for tuning in.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
It's not about any one thing. It's about how everything comes together, how it all connects. People, ideas, resources, community, everything. Quality of life services. That's what we do. Sodexo.
Elias Sandridge will lead off here for Embry Riddle. The top of the order, back up again for the Eagles. In the first 3 innings, the Eagles have yet to find their first base runner. And Sandridge will take the first pitch for strike 1. Feldman, with 36 pitches in 3 innings, has already recorded 4 strikeouts. Hoping to continue that trend from the circle. That one's going to be popped up and caught by Balmer for the first out of the inning. Taking a look at the Spartans in the field real quick. Emily Jansen at first, Alexa Russo at second. Balmer, who just made the play at short. And the third base player being, of course, Corinne Miner. In left field, Lauren Fantone. Center field, Lily Keister. And in right field, Maria Gallhouse, who sometimes will play center field out on the field, but shifts over to the right to put Keister in the lineup. And now we're going to see Leah Johnson go down 0-1 to the count right here. Gets the bunt down, but it'll roll foul, so no worries right there for Miner, who's able to field it cleanly. So ahead 0-2, looking to retire the second batter quickly. Johnson, at the very least, will be hoping to try to extend that at-bat long. Similarly to how Balmer had in the bottom half of the third. That one's going to be taken to the dirt for ball 1. So the 1-2 right here. Leah Johnson, a senior from Panama City Beach, Florida. Bats lefty, plays in the outfield. He's going to ground that to short. Throw it up first. Just in time. So another great play there by Stephanie Balmer. And honestly, not even the Eagles' fault on the base path. They were running hard, running fast, and only a step behind every single time they've been able to put a ground ball in play. It's led to some close calls, but the Spartans have been able to get it in just in time. And I know Feldman will be very grateful for that from the circle to have some elite fielding on display. 2 outs here for Maggie Scott. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Strike 1. Scott last time flew out to Galehouse. The 0-1 right here from Galehouse. Feldman. That one's going to be taken just outside. The 1-1 now with 2 outs. It's going to get under that. Gets the hit. But Russo picks it up cleanly, tosses it to Emily Jansen, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for the Spartans. They look really strong entering the bottom of the fourth. The question is, can they break Kinahan, or will Kinahan stay lights out from the circle? We'll be right back on Tampa Spartans TV.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
Rhiannon Drayton will lead off here for the Embry Riddle Eagles. Drayton went down on strikes last time. Galehouse had 4 innings of work from the circle. Has had 4 strikeouts and only 43 pitches needed. Hoping to continue that right here. Taken for strike 1. Drayton looked to square up for a bunt, but missed it right there. Spartans will lead off next time with Lexi Chevalier. That one's going to be taken inside for strike 2. And that one just landed right on the inside corner. And that actually had almost fooled Drayton. Drayton once again squaring up for a bunt. The 0-2 right here. Taken just outside. Not fooled by that one. The 1-2 here to Drayton. Drayton will foul that away. The count will stay at 1-2. Drayton, the senior from Hollywood, Florida. Working to stay alive with the 1-2 count. Feldman fires from the circle, taken just outside. A good eye from Drayton to not get fooled by those outside breaking pitches. Again, just looking here in Namoli Family Stadium, we see some fans enjoying this game so far, which is great to see as well. We've also got a second right after this. That's going to be a fly ball to right. Galehouse makes that look easy as ever for the second out of the inning. Karina Ortiz-Munoz, who also was retired via strikeout last time, is ready to go with 2 outs right here. Actually, there's only 1 out. So with 1 out, Munoz hoping to generate a chance for the Eagles to take the lead. And that was all the Eagles needed last night, where they were able to get a win here on the road, defeating the Spartans 1-0. Now ready with the 0-1. That's going to be taken just low. Is trying to aim for that outside low corner, but just missed. So Feldman, 1-1. That was a swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Munoz now 1-2, with 1 out. Feldman ready to go. And as you can tell, Feldman doesn't have the wrist and is ready to fire. That one's going to be flared out to right. Tracking it is Russo and Galehouse. And it's going to be Galehouse picking that one up for the second out. Of course, Galehouse was able to pitch last night and had a very good bit of work last night. But ultimately got credited with the loss thanks to the pinch hit RBI that occurred late. That cost Tampa what would have been the first win of the series. That one's going to be grounded, but out of play and foul. The third base coach hoping to no avail that, hey, maybe that was fair? No. Unfortunately for them, it wasn't. Lauren Latoria ready to go here. Latoria struck out last time and is down 0-1 with 2 outs. That's taken just low. Ball 2. Could be next. That was ball 1. The 1-1. Swing and a miss there. Gets a little too much air that time and not enough ball. Lauren Latoria down 1-2 in the count. Feldman looking to retire the side once more. Calls time for 1 second. And just needs her watch off. And Feldman ready to go against Latoria. The 1-2 with 2 outs. Fouled away, so Latoria stays alive here with 2 strikes. One, 2 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's going to be taken for ball 2. Just tying inside. And the Spartans entering the season had 2 great pitchers in Galehouse and Curran Minor. But they added a third elite arm to that rotation in Feldman right here with the 2-2. That will be fouled away. Feldman, coming from Utah, has honestly been a star transfer for the Spartans. Adapting to the D2 game like a fish in water, swimming fast, and retiring a lot of batters in the process. The 2-2 with 2 outs here to Latoria. That's going to be fouled away. So Latoria drawing a long at bat right here, making Feldman work for the final out on the top of the 5th. And that one's going to be a pop fly. It's going to be picked up there by Balmer. And it looked like both Minor and Balmer were wondering where it was. Balmer found it in time and retired for another 1-2-3 inning for the Spartans from the circle. And now Kinahan will be hoping to do the same right here entering the bottom of the 5th. We'll be right back in Tampa Spartans TV.
Welcome to the University of Tampa. My name is Tucker Whitman and I'm a junior marketing major here at UT. Today we're going to look at some of the highlights of our beautiful Riverside campus here in downtown Tampa. We'll start at Plan Hall. This historic building was opened in 1891 as the Tampa Bay Hotel and now serves as the main academic building here at UT, with 4 floors of classrooms as well as faculty and administrative offices. Next up, the Vaughn Center, the hub of campus life and activities. This multi-purpose building includes the campus bookstore, our primary cafeteria plus an additional food court, a theater, as well as offices and meeting rooms for student organizations. The Vaughn Center is also one of UT's residence halls, providing 5 floors of student rooms. Morsani Hall is another residence hall here at UT. In addition to housing approximately 450 students, this building offers another selection of eateries as well as a small grocery store. Now let's check out the Sykes College of Business. This academic building houses classrooms and faculty offices for UT's undergrad and graduate business.
This morning is turning into what is looking to be a beautiful Saturday afternoon with the threat of looming rain in the clouds. But just as you might imagine and enjoy a nice slice of pizza on a Saturday, Kinahan and Feldman have been slicing through each other's lineups. Kinahan allowing 2 hits so far, but none of them has been able to touch third base with the hope of scoring. And facing off against Lexi Chevalier here, Kinahan will be hoping that continues. That one's going to be fouled away. The count will go 0-1. Checks the wristband one more time. You know, the Eagles operate at a slightly slower pace of play, but still going relatively fast. Kinahan tracks it and gets the first out there, doing it herself on that fly out in the infield. And Emily Jansen is now ready to go for the Spartans with one out, hoping to get on base. We thank you for tuning in, Tampa Spartans TV. If you're fine with double coverage, you can always check out lacrosse, which is also happening on Tampa Spartans TV as well. That one's going to be sent into the outfield, but it's a routine fly ball right there. So a great play there in the outfield by the Eagles to deny another base runner. That looked very similar to a hit earlier on, but Leah Johnson said, "I don't think so," and came away with the second out of the inning. Now up for the Spartans is the designated player Miranda Perez. Swing and a miss for Perez. Gets way too much air on that one. Kinahan showing good stuff so far from the circle. With 5 strikeouts, entering the at-bat, only 55 pitches needed to retire the first set of Spartan hitters. And ready to go with the 0-1. That one's taken just high for ball 1. Low-scoring affairs so far in the series. A real masterclass of pitching and defense. The 1-1 here to Perez. Kinahan hoping that masterclass will continue. Taken just high once more. A good job not to get fooled by the riser. And in softball, it's those risers that can look so tempting to hit, especially if they generally carry a bit of speed with them. They look like a fastball, but no, it's more of a sky ball. Sometimes that can even evade the catcher's glove. That one's going to land just outside from the booth. It almost looked like it was in the zone. But you have that little bit of a skewed view to the right, so pitches like that generally do look a little bit better in the zone right here. That's why we trust our umpires, who today are Scott Johnson and James Wadsworth. 3-1 right here to Perez, hoping to draw a walk, which would be a great outcome for the Spartans. And she does. Takes 5 pitches and gets on base. First walk conceded from Kinahan. And now, Lily Keister ready to go with 2 outs. With a runner on, it'll definitely take a bit of work to bring her home. But that's what the Spartans will be hoping for. There's one run that was the differential last time. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same right here. 2 outs, Keister ready to go. 0-for-1 so far with a strikeout. That one breaks just inside, fooling Keister for strike 1. Encouraging chants from the crowd for Lily Keister, trying to wish her on for some success. The 0-1. Keister is going to get that up the middle. That's a great play in the infield. It keeps it from going to the outfield, but not in time. And that is awfully disappointing for Drayton and Sandrid. Drayton was able to run up to it. Is able to try to deflect it inside, as that was a very, very odd little pop grounder that just lands in the perfect spot for no fielder to get. So it puts runners at first and second, and now with a runner on second, we'll get a pinch runner coming in for the Spartans. Mackenzie Allen ready to go, and Lauren Fantone will now have 2 runners on. If you're Lauren Fantone, you're licking your chops, hoping that you can get around the order, but you are 2 batters away because it's Maria Galehouse ready to go. And Galehouse, one of the best hitters for the Spartans, who was actually able to get a hit last time up in the 3rd inning, hoping to get a second hit of the game in the 5th inning with runners there. And Galehouse gets hit And there's a reason I didn't say up, because that was a hit by pitch. So it loads the bases for Stephanie Ballmer. And most likely was accidental, but it could play for the Eagles' hands in a way, as Ballmer is definitely a little bit weaker of a hitter than Galehouse. So maybe you try to hedge a bet saying, hey, it might be tricky to get Galehouse out with a runner on first and second. Maybe I try with bases loaded with a batter who I was able to retire with a strikeout last time. Galehouse sometimes has to get her own pitching run support. Feldman doesn't have that luxury with Perez as the designated player. It's going to be tasked with Ballmer here. Any hit would definitely bring a run home and could potentially try to score two. But 2 outs, Kinahan hoping to avoid that from happening. That one's going to be fouled away for strike one. Entering the at-bat, 63 pitches for Kinahan. 1 walk, 3 hits allowed, and 5 strikeouts. And just recently had a second, walk, although it is a hit by pitch. So, another base runner. The Spartans now are able to get it loaded. That one's going to be taken outside, ball 1. And so far, with runners in scoring position, the Spartans have been 0 for 1, but have been 1 for 4 with runners on base in general, which has honestly been about as good as they have been normally. The Spartans aren't always very prolific when they get runners with a chance to score. They're going to be hoping that they can get a lucky roll this time. That's going to be flown to center and flown out. The Spartans strand 3. And what is going to be very much a sigh of relief, and what hopefully for Embry Riddle, at least that's what they'll hope for, is a shot in the arm. The Spartans will definitely be a little deflated right here, watching bases loaded go to waste. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th next time, with the top of the 6th coming up with Embry Riddle at the plate.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision.
Kelsey Pressler leads off for the Embry Riddle Eagles in the 6th inning. I was almost thinking Embry Riddle Riddles. But honestly, just like the Riddler from Batman, Feldman has been a bit of an enigma for the Bad Eagles to try to crack. I will refrain from making those puns. I do apologize. But an 0-1 count here now to Kressler, who wasn't able to get aboard last time. That one's going to be popped backward again. The count goes to 0-2. And Feldman, so far, unhittable with absolutely ludicrous stuff. You can see why Feldman has been the strongest pitcher in the circle for the Spartans all season. And after a really tough Game 1 for the Eagles hitting, they were hoping for something easier Game 2. That's not happened. Fantone tracks it down in foul territory to get the first out. One out here. Feldman, 64 pitches entering the at-bat. And number 65 is flown out to Curran Minor, who makes a very nice play. What was hoping for a shot in the arm for the Eagles has just turned to 2 quick outs. As Feldman once again lethal from the circle. Minor with good reactions to get to that foul ball. She made it look easy, but it definitely wasn't. That first pitch will be taken for strike 1. So Savannah Brockenbrough hoping to break up the really strong game so far in the top of the 6th to try to get Embry Riddle some offensive action, to try to get them on the scoreboard. Because both teams are knocking at the door. Tampa was able to get the bases loaded, but stranded all 3. Brockenbrough fouls it away. Minor reacts quickly. That's out of play, so Minor doesn't have to worry about getting that throw to first. 1-2 now to Brockenbrough. Last time up, Brockenbrough grounded out to third. 2 Minor. The 1-2. Taken well outside and in the dirt. Brockenbrough didn't fall for the bait and draws the count 2-2 with 2 outs. Feldman fires. That's going to be grounded to third. This time it stays fair. At the very least for a split second. It's ultimately ruled foul, as it did go out of play. So the count remains at 2-2. Minor reacted quickly enough, and Brockenbrough did try to beat it out, but the umpires had the good eye right there to make sure that wasn't incorrectly called. The 2-2 right here to Brockenbrough. That's going to be a flare out to left. Fantone makes a nice catch to end the inning. And I know Feldman will be loving the support she has in the field. And Embry Riddle will be a little bit annoyed to go down 1-2-3 once again. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning right here on Tampa Spartans TV.
Just another ordinary day at UT.
Bottom of the 6th ready to go. The middle part of the order ready to go for the Spartans. Fantone will lead off, followed by Minor, Russo, and if they're able to get some offense going, Chevalier will also get a chance. That's a big if, though, as Kinahan, apart from loading the bases last time out, has been lethal from the circle. And even with bases loaded, coolly, calmly, and collected, was able to retire the final out of the inning. Here's the 0-0 now to Fantone. Fantone is going to ground that past first. It's going to go foul, though. Ortiz Munoz made a great dive, but couldn't come away with it. And it goes just out, of course, behind the base. So it wasn't a chance for a single right there. Disappointing for Fantone, but a little bit of a sigh of relief for the Eagles, not having to worry about getting a runner on this early in the inning. The 0-1 now to Fantone. Kinahan ready from the circle. That one's going to go low. Fantone struck out in the first and was out in the fourth, hoping for a little better luck in the 6th. The 1-1. That one's going to be driven to center, but Leah Johnson, his teammate, Maggie Scott, makes that look super easy and is able to get away with it. Good work right there by Johnson in the outfield. Thanking her teammate Scott for making such a good play. And now Corinne is ready to go one more time. Last time up, Corinne Minor flew out to center field. Kinahan ready to go with 1 out. Checks the wrist and fires. That one's going to be taken high. Russo on deck. Russo would love to get a chance without having to worry about 2 outs. Corinne ready to go with the 1-0 count. That one's going to be popped to first, and that is the second out. Munoz makes a good grab right there. Tracking it down and seemingly nearly losing footing in the dirt, but comes away with it. No stress at all. And unsurprisingly, those bullpens are pretty empty, although we actually do see someone warming up for Embry Riddle. The away dugout obstructs the view very, very mildly. But honestly, you probably wouldn't need to worry about that. Keenan has recovered with a lights-out 6th inning so far with 2 outs, cleaning through the middle half of the order. Russo popping it up, tracking it in right. This time will be Johnson, retiring the side. 1, 2, 3 once again for the Spartans. And entering the top of the 7th, Embry Riddle is going to hope to blow this wide open. Can Feldman stop him? Let's find out. Tampa Spartans TV will be right back.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. Incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
We are back in the Moley Family Stadium. Top of the 7th, ready to go. And Feldman has been lights out, on fire, unstoppable. I don't have enough adjectives to say just how good her performance has been from the circle. And the Eagles, however, they were able to keep the Spartans quiet. So no matter what happens here, there will be a bottom half of the 7th. There is a shot to center. Tracking it is Keister, and he'll get the first out. So with one pitch, the first out of the 7th is already retired. 19 in a row have come up and come down. And now pressure will be on for Leah Johnson. Leah Johnson was able to get the out to retire the bottom half of the 6th. Feldman only on 71 pitches. Here's 6 1/3 played. 72 is just going to go foul behind. Johnson was able to ground out or get some contact both times, but grounded out to short and grounded out to third, and both are at bats. The 0-1 now with 1 away. That one's going to be taken for strike 2. And Feldman, who hasn't had a strikeout since relatively early on, could be getting number 5 right here. At this point, Johnson wanted to get a ball in play. That's going to be taken high for ball 1. A good eye there from Johnson. Feldman with now a 1-2 count and 1 out. That one's going to be lined right to Feldman. Good catch in the glove by Feldman right there to not let that go up the middle. And that time, it was a good hit there by Johnson, but not able to do anything. And so the number 9 hitter steps up won't step up one more time because, of course, we're not there at the order yet. Instead, it's going to be Maggie Scott. With 2 outs right here in the top of the 7th. Jansen fires. It's bunted backward for strike 1. At this point, Embry Riddle is just praying to get a base runner. They were able to get some late-game offense last time aboard, thanks to an RBI. But right here, Spartans have been able to not give them that position with 2 outs. The 0-1 now to Maggie Scott. That one's taken just high for ball 1. 75 pitches entering the at-bat. Now it's 77 for Mary Beth Feldman. The terrific transfer continuing a great game. 1-1 right here. That's going to be lined to Russo, who makes the catch. And normally we would say congratulations on a perfect game. But guess what? It's 0-0. We have to go to the bottom half of the 7th. With no base runners allowed, we still could see extra innings. Tampa needs to score to keep what could be a historic Spartan day alive. No standing in the way. Someone who's also been having an on-fire day. Kinahan will be right back to the bottom half of the 7th on Tampa Spartans TV.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
We're back at Nemoli Family Stadium. Lexi Chevalier will lead off for the Spartans. And we were mentioning Feldman has been just a masterpiece from the circle today. But you can't forget that Kinahan has also been electric in retiring Spartan batters. And will be hoping that her run can continue. We see a little bit of action from the bullpen, but I doubt that they'll be removing her now unless things start to get a little shaky. Having cleared the middle of the lineup, it seems doubtful that it would. The 0-0 now to Chevalier. That's going to be taken high for ball 1. Any run for the Spartans will win the game here in the bottom half of the 7th. Chevalier struck out and was out by the pitcher last time out. The 1-0 now to Chevalier. Taken just in the dirt for ball 2. On deck for the Spartans is Emily Jansen, followed by Mackenzie Allen and Lily Keister. Allen, of course, pinch ran last time for Perez, but Perez could be getting a call back up to the plate. 2-0 now to Chevalier. Chevalier is going to foul that away, so the count will go to 2-1. 72 pitches for Kinahan entering the at-bat, now at 75 after the third of the at-bat. Also dealing pretty quickly from the circle for the first 6 innings of work. Two-1. That's going to be grounded foul. Chevalier stays alive, but the count goes to 2-2. Chevalier will be hoping to get on base here with a hit or to draw 2 more balls for a walk. Kinahan will want to get potentially a 6th strikeout or at the very least a first out. Here's a 2-2 after checking a wrist. That's going to be grounded to short. Chevalier, safe. Gets in there just in time. Looked like a near tie. And the saying is ties go to the runner. I will say, despite that good play, you can't really fault Sandrid, who made a good grab and a good throw to nearly get her. E.J. Jansen, Emily Jansen, the first baseman, one of the tallest players for the Spartans, now will step up. With a runner on, that's the winning run. Can the Spartans bring it home? If you've watched Spartan softball, I think you'll know what'll happen next. Jansen's going to drop a sacrifice attempt down. That'll be the first out of the inning, but it does the job and puts Chevalier in scoring position. And Miranda Perez will step up here. And Perez is a batter you probably would like in this situation. She's been able to crack Kinahan before with a hit, and that could be all the Spartans need to finish out what would be an amazing Game 1. Allen so far. Come on as a pinch hitter, as Perez is now back in the batter's box. Runner on second, ready to go. The 0-0 with one out. Fouled away, so the count will go to 0-1. Perez drew a walk earlier. And already having gone on base is a player the Spartans like to have. 0-1 here with one out, a runner on. Perez grounds it to the circle. She makes a good grab as Chevalier will go and take third, putting the runner in scoring position even closer now. So it's a productive out, but with two outs, it puts all the pressure on Lily Keister, who's going to stay in here. Keister has one job, and just put it in play with a hit or get on base for Maria Galehouse to try to come aboard. With two outs here, Keister's ready to go. Keister got a hit last time, but also struck out in the first inning. Keister fouls it away, and that's going to be 0-1. And obviously, if a ball goes in play, expect Chevalier to start running. Galehouse taking some more upswings, not knowing if she's going to be needed. Kinahan entering the at-bat with 80 pitches. Now it's going to be 81. Ready from the circle for 82. Fouled away, so that's going to go 0-2 as that nearly goes into Galehouse. Embry Riddle could be looking to retire the Spartans once again. Keister down 0-2. Here's some applause from the crowd. The crowd getting excited. The 0-2 taken just outside. Ball one. The crowd was hoping for strike three, but that was closer to the batter's box than the strike zone. 1-2 now for Keister. Good eye to not fall for that bait pitch. See the infield and outfield playing in. The 1-2 once again as we see some clap chants from Embry Riddle. Keister is going to get under that. It drops. The Spartans will win. And it's not just a Spartans win off a walk-off hit from Lily Keister. Mary Beth Feldman has pitched a perfect game in 7 innings. Keister is a hero, but the person who will get an extra bit of recognition is Feldman. So Keister and Feldman will work together. A perfect game and walk-off hit. Spartans take game 1, 1-0 with that hit into the outfield. What a finale to a thrilling Game 2 of the series. It's now tied 2-2, or 1-1, as it was Embry Riddle winning Game 1, Tampa winning Game 2. The winning pitcher is going to be Mary Beth Feldman, who faced 21 batters, retired 4 via strikeout, and was able to get the 17 others all set in stone. The losing pitcher, through no fault really of her own, is Kinahan, allowing 5 hits, a walk, and getting 5 strikeouts through 6 2/3 of clean work. Similar to Galehouse last time, she did almost everything she needed to from the circle, but just not enough. I unfortunately didn't research how many perfect games the Spartans had, but depending on how many, Feldman joins an elite list of Spartans athletes to get a perfect game in softball. Combined with that, potentially in all of D2 or all of the NCAA. So Feldman, perfect. Keister, hero. Spartans win. And we'll be back with Game 3 of the series and Game 2 of today right after this. Hopefully we can beat the rain. Thank you for watching on Tampa Spartans TV.